Welcome back. The Jacob Zuma presidency gave us so much to chew on, but also much to debate and argue. For one, it gave rise to Julius Malema and the EFF, while it also gave birth to the Guptas and state capture. Here on the Justice Factor, we had Julius Malema a few times. Here are some of his appearances.
Zuma didn't destroy South Africa within a night. It started like this. The same way Cyril is starting, protect him. You will have yourself to blame.
I'm not protecting
No,
you.
I'm not talking to you alone. I'm talking to the media. I'm talking to the South Africans. Because remember, when I'm here, I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to the country. I'm saying protect him at your own peril, because that's how it starts. It starts with friends. Before we know it, Cyril's son will be running some affairs. Before we know it, Cyril's cupcakes will be dominating.
Let me ask you this. You're in trouble, Mr. Malema. A lot of people are saying you pushed Jacob Zuma onto South Africa, onto the ANC. You were part of that campaign to get him into power. People are saying, well, how can we trust this man when he also did the same with Busiwe Mkhwebane, who today you've said it's a huge disappointment to you. That's a sign of poor judgment for a considerable amount of time, isn't it?
You know, you must celebrate leaders that accept when they've made mistakes. The problem is that we are celebrating liars and then who pretend that they are permanently perfect. I'm not saying you. I'm speaking to the issues you are raising. And as you raise them, I don't think they are from you. You are, raising a general view which is being held there. A man that from time to time says, look, I think we've made a mistake, that is a person that you can trust, because I always speak the truth and I accept where I'm wrong so that I don't repeat a similar mistake. I thought this was a capable African female who's going to help us continue with the legacy, the good legacy of Mema Donsen. But from the look of things, she's pursuing an agenda to protect the state. I was warned by the spooks even before that this is our colleague, you guys are making a terrible mistake. I said, look, what if you guys just want to disadvantage a black female who performed very well? She did very well during the interviews. And now it's clear that she was trained to perform. It was an act. It was not a genuine thing which she gave to South Africans. We are working very hard to reverse those things.
One could say that this is the pot calling the kettle black. You have, in many instances, been exposed by newspapers, not by Jacob Zuma, by newspapers, as living the high life, your Sandton house, the farms, the big cars, on a salary that was below 50,000 rand as an ANC Youth League president.
I'm a businessman. I'm in business.
I thought you received your monies from charities, not
No,
from
I'm in business. And scrutinizing salaries of people who are not in government, it must be very unethical of you. You can't be happy for people to parade your pay slip.
But
even the salary you are referring to is incorrect. So my salary has got nothing to do with you, because I'm a private citizen who was working for a non-governmental organization. But I'm not your leader. I'm not your leader. Those that I lead will tell me, how much do you earn, how do you make your living? My salary has got nothing to do with you. In the same way, I will never ask you of your salary and how you make your money.
If you have influence over government entities, and you're the leader of the African National, a leader of the African National Congress Youth League, surely it becomes germane.
You have never tested that influence. That's what you talk about with your friends over a bottle of something. It's an unfounded allegation of influence. You can't prove it.
So, do you not have influence as the president of the ANC?
I don't have influence. When you look at people walking, you don't look at how they walk and conclude that this one is very influential. Test the influence. Let the influence be tested.
This is the gist of the accusations against you in your criminal trial, that you used your influence to push money away from legitimate people who might do the work to companies that...
Test them.
We've also had some light moments here, and here are some of those.
Let me say good evening to you, Justice, and to your viewers. And let's see how you're going to fail to embarrass me tonight.
I'm not going to try.
Okay.
Some branches have called on you to step forward.
Okay. I knew you were coming to that.
Yes.
Yes. Are you some branches?
No, I'm not some
You're
branches,
not, okay,
but
now.
certainly branches of the ANC have called on you to make yourself available.
Yes.
When the time comes and
Yes.
they call on you again, will you make yourself available?
You are married, Justice.
Yes.
When you proposed to your wife, she said she was going to think about it. Did she give your answer in the front page of a newspaper?
No.
No, good, right. So I'm going to go back to the branches that asked me, and I'm going to respond directly to them, and they are free to indicate to the country what my answer is.
First of all, congratulations. I'm eating humble pie. You said you'll win, and you'll invite me to your inauguration, and you did.
Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed that you remembered that. I was going to remind you.
I think you're comparing apples and bananas, and it's a sad comparison because it's not the same thing.
I hear people who say that Nombalula is soft. How can you say that I'm soft when AfriForum is taking me to court?
It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Have me for an hour next time.
I will. We love people who raise their voices and speak for all of us to have a great South Africa. We've had some voices here who have constantly spoken truth to power. To them we say, keep going. Keep doing it. Two South African activists who took on President Jacob Zuma and succeeded in blocking the nuclear deal have been named joint recipients of the prestigious International Goldman Environmental Prize for outstanding environmental achievements in Africa. Mako Malekalakala and her colleague Liz McDade received the award 2 weeks ago. Mako Malekalakala is our special guest today. Mako Malekalakala, welcome to the show. Congratulations on your prize. It's a big thing, isn't it?
Thank you. But we are in all this together. It's not just my individual prize or my colleague's prize. It's a prize for all those who actually wanted accountability from the government, and also those who are saying our hard-won gains, we won't reverse them by allowing, unconstitutional and unlawful processes to take place in the country.
Was it tough for you and all those people that you mentioned as you took on this battle, when you decided to stand up and then decided to go to court? Many people have said, and NGOs have come up, people saying, oh, these NGOs are being used, they're being funded by people who are against transformation and so forth.
I think we fought hard for the constitutional democracy that we have, and all what we were doing is just to ensure that constitutional democracy flourishes in the country. It was not hard at all, because we actually were saying we need to protect and preserve our constitutional right and democracy in the country. So it's something that you would also do, anyone in the country does on an everyday basis, to say what we had fought hard for, we need to ensure that it's protected and it's not reversed.
The final word must go to Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu, who said we need to be careful about the way we debate issues.
I am still very deeply concerned at the fact that our public discourse is so uncivil. I mean, people think that you have made a point by being rude and by being bellicose, by using inflammatory language. It's sad. I mean, I don't think that is what we were struggling for.
After the break, we bring you our winner and final loser of the week.
South Africa's first choice for news. This is ENCA.